Hi there, and welcome to my channel, the Always Working in Progress channel, or Work in Progress channel, always evolving channel. That's what we're kind of calling it. Just watching to see where we go with this. It's kind of a new, well, it is a new channel, fairly new. I don't know, maybe, I don't even know, maybe 3-4 months now. Because we started and stopped. We started before the pandemic and then stopped and now came back on maybe the last 3 or 4 months. Not sure. Anyway, still new in my mind. Also, a channel where we're feeling that it would be really valuable to have conversations with people just like you and me, regular, everyday people navigating through this oftentimes challenging life. And by sharing our experiences, particularly on our particular life's journey, we can help others. I know that is true because it's worked for me as well as I'm sure it has for you. When you hear somebody else's story that you resonate with, it kind of helps you move through whatever you're challenged with at the time. And I believe we'll find out we're much more alike than not alike. So if this idea appeals to you, just look below this video. My contact information is right there, and give it a click and let's see where we can go from there. Okay, end of commercial. So today I want to share a very, very profound experience that I had actually about 4 o'clock this morning. And what I want to share is that, first of all, it was what I call downloads, other people call downloads. And let me just explain, just in case you didn't know what a download is like. A download, at least for me, I don't know what it's like for everybody else, but I assume it's probably the same for others. And what it is a way of where you have this experience within, and it is an experience, and then in some way, words or a way to explain it kind of comes through and kind of not in the moment of the download. In a way, it's very hard to explain how that works, because you get this boom experience and then words kind of get attached to give it an explanation. It's kind of like this. It's like, I'm sure many of you, most of you, or all of you have ridden a roller coaster, right? You've been on the roller coaster ride when you were a child, or maybe still, or who knows. But anyway, you know what that experience is like. But if you tried to explain it to somebody, what the experience of being on the roller coaster was, it's really hard to exactly explain the whole experience, the feelings. I mean, you can try, it's scary, I lump in my throat, whatever, in the pit of my stomach, all the scary stuff, or the feeling when it went high and then dropped down. But it's not the same as having the experience, right? Well, that's what a download's like. And I'm not comparing a download to roller coaster by any means. I'm just used the roller coaster as an example of trying to explain an experience. So, as I said, I have this experience, and then I need to, or somehow words come in, language comes in to try to, in the best possible way, explain what this experience was, or this insight. So just quick, sum it up simply, what the download was about. It really showed me this whole experience that we're in, the whole, what we call illusion, or the movie that we're watching, kind of put it all in just one lump sum and explained it. And it was explained in this way, or this is the way I can best explain it, is we attach, or assign is a better word, meaning to things in our life. We give them meaning. Life itself is just streaming through this body, streaming through. Life is just a stream of energy. And the energy can feel like experience, but it's just a stream of benign energy just coming through. It's an experience, it's a happening. Some people describe it as life is just a happening, but it's benign. It's meaning it doesn't come through with meaning at all. It's just streaming through. You know, like, you know, what is the rhyme where it goes, you know, rowing your boat down the stream merrily, merrily, life is but a dream. That is what this is really saying. So you're kind of in the stream is coming, and it's just life flowing, just life happening. What happens is, as we're having this human experience, and we forget who we really are, is we then begin to attach meaning to the happenings that we're experiencing in life. We attach the meaning. We are in a dual, you know, good, right, wrong, light, dark experience here in the 3D duality. So then we attach whatever or assign a certain meaning to whatever this experience is. And most of this assigning certain meanings are coming from our own growing up experiences, beliefs, our culture, all the things that we've collected through all the years and we're still collecting in terms of right, wrong, good, bad, and then adding our beliefs and programming that we've been through. So that's how it works. So we see something comes through by a stream, we assign it a particular meaning, and that's where that sits. And then it manifests into what we've assigned it. So let me give a very simple, I think it's a simple example. So the other day in one of my YouTube videos, I was talking about the fact that our neighbors literally chopped down to the absolute bottom, you know, it's never going to grow again, trees. And these were 3 amazing trees, old trees, beautiful trees. At least that's the meaning I assigned them. Now, these trees actually were very important to us. And again, I assigned it the importance of providing shade. First of all, lots of shade. It was big trees, and just the way we're situated on our lot, these trees, 2 of them, provided shade. And then 3 of them, all 3 together, also helped in kind of the view that we have, so that it blocked out some of a building that was not very attractive. So the trees would block that out. And even in the winter, when they'd lose their leaves, there were big trees with big trunks on them and branches. So it still did a very good job of blocking the view. But in the summer, spring, all the way into probably October, maybe even November here in California, then we had the view being blocked, or the view that we didn't want to see being blocked. So this is what my husband and I assigned these trees this meaning. So when these trees were completely chopped down, just the other day, it's not even a week ago, we both were in shock, and it was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And it was like our nervous system felt shocked. It was like, well, we were shocked because we had no idea this was happening until it was actually happening. But what it's now pointed out to me is all the suffering that I was feeling, and I was, over these trees no longer there, and kind of trying to take control to figure out what can I do to change this now that it's happened. What do I do for better shade, yada yada. And even to the fact that I thought, well, maybe we should move. And then I thought, well, we could move somewhere and have the same thing happen, so maybe that's not the right idea. Anyway, I really, through that process, tried to get to a point of acceptance. rather than suffering. I saw that. I saw get to acceptance. And I have to say, I did a pretty decent job, if I'm going to give myself some credit, of really feeling that a more accepting, a more allowing. It happened. It's a fact. There's nothing we can do to fix it. And just to rather than suffering over it, just let it pass. And so, and I, this wasn't an overnight thing. I've been working and working and working on acceptance for many, 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 many years. And this time I felt like, this was at first felt like such a trauma drama. And then later compared it to what all the people that actually had trees fall. This is in California now during these storms we've had, where many, many areas have had trees fall down. The trees have fallen down into houses, cars, and actually killed a fair number of people. When I say a fair number compared to the trees falling down, so people have died from it as well. So I used that a little bit of, well, it could have been worse. I don't know if that's really acceptance, but that's what I did. Thinking, well, this is kind of shallow to get so upset over the trees. And it's helped. It helped for me to really let go of the struggle and the suffering around it and the trying to figure out how to fix it. So, there will be ways that we can deal with this, but I'm letting it go for right now. So that, just like I said, happened a few days ago. And then I get this download, like I said, at 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's so it's so experiential that all of a sudden I'm really getting how this, I'm going to call it the game of life, or I don't know what to call it, really happens. And we just are, and if we're lost in the dream and the illusion, we don't see it. But all of a sudden, then today, since that 4 o'clock in the morning experience, I'm very aware that we also create our reality, which isn't really reality. We create the experiences that we have. We create the dream. And so just like the trees, well, then if I stay stuck on the fact that these trees are causing me suffering, then I will just manifest and experience more suffering of something else. Who knows what else will happen? Maybe we'll have, the hottest summer ever. I don't know what will happen because I don't. But I can see that we, meaning you and I, who are spirits here having a human experience, actually create our experiences. And then, it's pretty crazy, then we fight against them. We don't want those experiences if we don't want them, right? If they're not what we want. And what happens is it's a cycle, because oftentimes then we are attached to a way something should be. That happens through our beliefs, again, that we grew up with. It comes with us until we actually can wake up somewhat out of this illusion. So I did get to through this download, I saw through the illusion of assigning certain values and certain meaning to these things now that I can look at. Trees are one example. In the Course in Miracles, and I was going to look this up and forgot before I started this video, but there's something to the effect of, at the beginning, more of the early on lessons, there's a process in which you go through, you sit in a room and you identify or look at a table, and you say to yourself, this table means nothing, or this table has no meaning, this chair has no meaning, or I don't know, it's like that, like the chair has no meaning, the table has no meaning. In another video, I'll look it up so it's more clear, but it's the idea trying to get us, and because I did the Course in Miracles, I remember thinking, okay, I'm saying this, but it's an intellectual feeling, and I'm not exactly understanding this. I didn't understand it, but it's like, okay, so these things don't have meaning, but it still looks like a chair. Now I'm understanding that what was trying to get me to was to see that I assign the meaning to the chair, you know? If somebody, let's say an alien comes from, another planet, and they look at this thing I'm thinking as a chair, they may not assign it that meaning because they don't know what it is. So it's kind of like that. I don't know if that even just made sense, what I'm saying. This is also new right now for me, meaning the experience that I just went through, that it's kind of going to take me probably some time to better communicate this. But I wanted to do it right now while it was really fresh in my mind, and see if I can help make sense of it. The truth is, unless you or I have the experience, the whole experience of something that's, experiential, then we're kind of sitting on the peripheral and kind of looking in, but not really getting what an actual experience is of something like a download. Now, for the last many years now, certainly even before the pandemic, but certainly during that time, I've really pretty much dedicated myself to really working on my inner world, working on really discovering me, so to speak, discovering who is this, the truth of who I am. And I'm not saying that I was trying to wake up necessarily. That wasn't where I'm at, but it was to get a sense of the being that I really am, the spirit that's having this human experience. And so, I've done this through listening to many, many different teachers and videos on YouTube, and a lot of the near-death experiencers, and many ways, just finding as many ways as I could. Automatic writing, which was very big for me. So I think I have been kind of moving toward being more open to finally having this download and being able to accept the download on a I don't know what to call it, as true. I guess as true. It's so true to me, what I felt, what I experienced. And now, everywhere I'm looking, it was weird when I finally got up this morning, because I did fall back to sleep at some point. And when I did get up, I don't know, about 6:30, I was seeing things like I hadn't seen before, which is kind of weird. Like, I was looking at our dining table, and I thought, oh, there's a space between that and the wall. Weird stuff like that. Like, oh, I've not noticed this before. So almost like noticing things I just hadn't noticed, but not trying to assign meaning to it. It was just like I don't know, my vision had changed or something strange, right? But there was a shift in me. Definitely there's a shift, and I'm still feeling it very much at this time. Of beginning to incorporate this new, I don't know what to call it, this new energy, understanding, or whatever we want to say, not understanding on an intellectual level at all. This is strictly on an experiential level. This shift that's happened. So I guess, the message is that, one, we assign meaning to everything. And then it's like we populate that meaning. So for instance, this view that I don't want to see of this building, I populate the building there because I don't want to see, it's like coming from this, why the trees were so important. And then, so I keep, in a way, it's so hard to explain, but the manifestation of the building stays there, or the trees leave. This is not the best example I'm getting that. It's probably very confusing to listen to this. But what the bottom line, anyway, that I'm trying to express is once we assign meaning to something, and then we hold on to that, meaning good, bad, or otherwise, we are actually then creating that situation. So if we're struggling, like let's say we're in lack, we're struggling in lack, and we're really assigning lack to different experiences in our life. It may be, lack of money. So then we assign this, whatever we're doing, not enough money. And then that continues to show up in all kinds of ways to experience it, like things that we need are too expensive, or we have lack, we actually lose a job, and now we have more lack. It's like through all of our experiences, or that what I'm saying is just the flow of life, we grab onto something that's flowing by, be like being in a maybe river and you grab the rock. And then we assign it a meaning to it that represents something in our belief system or our experience, which, then turns into belief. And then we manifest that by populating out there the things we need to see to make that real. It's really tricky to get through this, but as I'm getting this on such an inner level, how on some level nothing's out there except my experience. And that's what we say is the illusion, because we enter into this body of spirit, then we forget completely who we are. Our memory is wiped clean. And then we start going through this game of life. I think it is a game of life. And then we start doing this, assigning meaning to things. And then we just kind of are going through this flow, not realizing who we are. Going through this whatever this is. And then at some point, maybe we all wake up. I don't know how that works, but at some point we begin to see things differently. Maybe that's the best way to say it. We begin to question maybe who are we, and want to learn more by going within. I think there's that happens, and then at some point we maybe get who we really are. So at this point, I'm really getting, on a level that I can't put into words, how powerful we are and how amazing that is, and how we don't see it. It's like hide and seek. It's crazy, It's just crazy. But that's how it is. That's what it is. I see it. I'm getting it, and it's just like it's hide and seek, and like I didn't see this, or I didn't realize this, and now I can't unsee it. That's it. I can't unsee what I've seen, or what I've experienced, and it's shifting something in me. I don't know how long this is going to last, or I don't even know what this is about exactly, other than something shifted. So I wanted to share this idea because maybe it'll trigger somebody that's listening. Maybe it'll help somebody out there that's maybe on the edge of this, close to kind of coming out of this slumber, if you will, to understand just that. I think the simplest way to grab it is to understand that we assign the meaning to all of this flow that goes on in this stream of life that goes through us, and from there we create these experiences that we think are our reality, and it's all just illusionary. It's an illusion. So yeah, I want to keep talking about it, but I'm just repeating what I said because I'm not coming up with any other way to express this. So I'm just going to assume that maybe there's somebody out there that needed to hear this and it'll make sense to. And I really apologize to any of you listening that going like, what is she talking about? Has she lost her mind? Or something in between that. I don't know what to say with that. But, ideally, this made sense to somebody. I don't know if it did, but I sure hope it does. In the meantime, I want to say, if you like this video, or if you even have stayed this long to listen, please click like, subscribe to my channel, because there may be a lot better stuff to come yet, right, from this. And certainly comment. Really, really comment. Maybe, gosh, if somebody's out there hearing this and you say, no, I know what you're talking about. It happened to me. I'd love to hear that comment. I really would. That would be awesome. And then just a reminder, that I want to have conversations on this channel with people like you and me, regular person, not a teacher. Doesn't have to be somebody that wrote a book, just, people. And that way my contact information is right below the video, so click on that and let's see where that could go. So I think I'm going to kind of sign off before it gets more crazy, right? And we'll see what comes up in the next video, which will be probably, well, I'm ahead of the game, so I don't know when that'll actually be posted, but I try to do a video every day for 5 days, and then that's how that works. And like, why am I even telling you this? It doesn't matter. So until next time, be kind to yourself. Take care. Again, let me know, if you have a comment or connect with me. If you want to, through the contact information below. And let's see if we can get some conversations going. So until next time, I'm going to sign off with this little clicker. Hey, maybe today will be the day that it just clicks once and it's off. We'll see. Okay. It didn't.